sort of atemporal sort of entities in that sense. And I look at most philosophy departments. I recently read a survey, and it says that like most philosophers these days tend to view a compatibilistic sort of view of free will and causality as being kind of what seems to be the most popular right now.
Yes.
And so I just wondered what sort of like objective facts there are that support the free will or libertarian hypothesis.
Okay, this is a great question. What our questioner here points out is that in most philosophy departments, people are determinists. And they think that we have freedom only in the sense that you voluntarily do what you're determined to do in many cases. But it's not as though you have what's called libertarian freedom to act differently than the way you in fact do act. Now, I think that the reason for the dominance of determinism is physicalism or materialism. They are determinists because they're physicalists. They don't believe that there is a mind or soul distinct from the body. And I would agree with them on that. I think if you are not a dualist with regard to mind and body, then you are going to be stuck with determinism. But determinism flies in the face, I think, of our experience as human beings, where we do experience ourselves as free agents. And I think that determinism is even perhaps rationally unaffirmable, because to affirm determinism, you have to admit that you're just determined to believe in it. That you haven't done so by freely weighing the arguments for and against. It's just like growing or having a toothache, that you came to believe in determinism. So I think there are real problems with determinism, and especially with physicalism. And the argument that I gave about states of intentionality, I think would probably be one of the most powerful reasons to be a dualist.
Right.
If you are a physicalist, then I think, as Alex Rosenberg rightly sees, you can't really say that we have thoughts about anything, because brain states are not about things. Physical objects aren't about things. There is no intentionality. So that would mean there is no intentionality, therefore there is no meaning to sentences, therefore there is no truth, because they're all meaningless, and you get yourself into a self-referentially incoherent bog as a result of denying that there is a real self, a real mental subject distinct from the body. So while this isn't my area of expertise, I'm persuaded by the arguments of people like my colleague J.P. Moreland that as human persons, we are not just electrochemical machines. We are selves, we are souls, we are minds who are intimately connected with this physical body.